Sorry. I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Thank you, Toyah. You woke up in the hospital after the crash with no recollection of what had happened. Is that right?
Yes. They told me that Imran had died. It was awful. It still is awful.
You must miss him.
Yeah.
Toyah, talk to me about Imran's infidelity. How did it make you feel?
I was heartbroken. I knew that things weren't easy, but I was shocked when I found out that he cheated.
And then you discovered there was a child from that infidelity.
I was angry, of course I was, but we moved forward and we were going to raise Alfie together. It's what we both really wanted.
And Imran was chosen by the court to be Alfie's primary carer.
That's right.
But then you later learned that Imran had lied in court about Alfie's birth mother.
Yes.
And when did you find that out? I know it's difficult to remember precisely, but did you learn about him lying in court before or after the crash?
There are things about me you don't understand. Everything that I have done, I did for you. Mistakes, lies, they catch up to you eventually.
Mrs. Habib, can you answer the question?
Sorry. It was after the accident. He'd left me a voicemail which suggested that he was going to tell me what he'd done, but he never got the chance.
And you deleted that voicemail?
I did.
Why?
I was scared. It was a stupid thing to do, I know that, but I was terrified that it would make the crash look like it wasn't an accident. And it was. It was an accident.
So you deleted the voicemail out of fear?
Yes.
I never meant for any of this to happen. I am sorry. I am so sorry.
Sounds like he was about to tell you everything.
But he didn't.
Where were you and Mr. Habib headed in the car before the crash?
Home.
And why were you driving?
Imran had had a drink and he seemed stressed.
Stressed because he had something important to tell you?
Well, you'd have to ask him.
I can't, unfortunately. Would you consider yourself a forgiving person, Mrs. Habib?
I would, yes.
You married Mr. Habib despite discovering he'd slept with another woman.
I did.
You and Mr. Habib were going to raise his son together.
Yes.
And you were going to adopt another little girl as well, correct?
Yes, we'd fostered her and we were in the process of adoption.
When you discovered that Mr. Habib had lied in court and so jeopardized your ability to gain care of Alfie and to adopt another child, did you forgive him?
Well, I didn't know that until after the accident and Imran was dead, so my head was all over the place at that point.
Mr. Habib didn't tell you that information when you're in the car?
I've already told you, no.
Memory's a funny thing, isn't it? We forget important meetings and loved ones' birthdays, but we remember every word of every ABBA song. Would you say your memory loss is convenient? You are certain that Mr. Habib didn't reveal his lies to you in that car when you were driving?
I'm certain.
Again, you seem very sure of that. No gaps in your memory there. And yet, when faced with the evidence, you made no attempt to hit the brakes before the fatal crash. You conveniently have no recollection. So you know for certain that you didn't talk about Imran perjuring himself,
But you have no memory of what you actually did talk about.
Yes.
Do you see why I am struggling to make sense of that? The only logical explanation is that Mr. Habib did confess to you, as were his intentions when he left that voicemail. He told you that he had lied in court. And you, already angry and betrayed from his infidelity, furious he had put your dream of a perfect family at risk, planned to crash that car.
No! No, that's not what happened!
Sit down.
I didn't mean to kill him. I didn't.
No more questions.